Crider, C-R-I-D-E-R. You'll find them on your ballot if you live in 19. Please vote for him. Okay. Two of our delegates are not here yet. Campaign running for 39, Gabriel Acevero, Bobby Bartlett. When they get here, we'll introduce them if they're not interrupting someone else. My friend Tony Pook is here. He actually was on the list. Showing up. So I'm going to give him a minute here. He's running for district. We got him short. Delegate 15, right? There you go. There you go.
I respect and appreciate everyone running for office. I've been doing this for 22 years. I have probably been the progressive voice of our party for 42 years. And see what it comes down to right now. We have a state $1.8 billion in debt. We have a county $200 million in debt. Everything people are talking about doing, we can't do without any money. I'm going to Annapolis to get us legalized marijuana, so we make $800 million. I'm going to get us legalized plus ambulance, so we make another $800 million. And with that money, we're going to have single-payer health care and everything else we want. And basically, since I've gotten things done before, I've held every office you can possibly hold in the state. I want to go back simply to get things done, because everything everyone says means nothing until we get the money to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Tony Pook, District 15 for Senate delegate, for House delegate, for the state. Use everybody now. Okay, so we have a lot of people up here who are running for our county council. You live in Montgomery County. This is really important because we have a list about as wide as this room of people who are running in the Democratic primary. These guys are people that I personally and a lot of people who support Bernie Sanders and working what is really a progressive, not that name that people have now co-opted and everyone calls themselves that. We believe these guys are worthy of a vote. We really need to change the voice in Montgomery County. We need people who are going to be focused on the people and working towards what isn't just the rich people living here. We have a narrative in Montgomery County where everybody thinks that we're the money bags of the state, and we're not. We have a lot of people struggling in this county, and it's time that we have voices in the council that pay attention to that and the environment here. So with that, I am going to introduce my dear friend Bill Cook, who actually helped me run Vote for Bernie. He's running in District 1, and though most of these people, I have to say that from our revolution might not like it, a lot of people were endorsed by our revolution. Sadly, Bill was not. I don't know why, but he's got my endorsement. So he's here, and I'd like you to meet him.
Thank you for that endorsement, Melanie. I appreciate that. My name is Bill Cook. I'm running for County Council, District 1. I've been campaigning now for about a year, and I got to say, I don't get this many opportunities to speak to such a friendly crowd and so many familiar faces. So thank you all for being here. It's really exciting. You know, we live in a time where corporate-funded candidates dominate our elections, and big money donors drown out the voice of our people. Money in politics is the greatest issue that our generation faces, which is why myself and other candidates, like the one you'll hear from, Danielle, are running their campaigns using public financing, which means we can't take any money from developers, which is the single greatest contributor to local campaigns. Can't take money from PACs or special interests. And that's why also I've spent the better part of my campaign railing against the development industry and demanding that they pay their fair share of taxes. What we have right now is billions of dollars of construction and growth without any of the taxes that go along with that construction to help us pay for the growth for new schools or roads or any of the infrastructure to support that. And if you're wondering why our property taxes keep going up, it's to make up for those taxes that we don't collect from development, essentially subsidizing the development in this county. And if I'm elected to the county council, I can promise you that I will stand up to the development industry. I will demand that they pay their fair share of taxes. So I'll stop there, but if you'd like to talk more, please come up and talk to me. My name again is Bill Cook, County Council, District 1. Thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it.
Okay, next person up, District 3, Ben Schneider. Ben Schneider has a hard road ahead. He is running against, I think everyone in Gaithersburg knows, Sidney Katz. He was our mayor for, I don't know, 25 years, simply because no one ever opposed him. So honestly, I've had very long talks with Ben, and I can assure you that this man is the progressive on the ticket who cares about the average person. So please say hi to him.
Thank you everybody for being here in Gaithersburg this evening. I am Ben Schneider, and thank you Melanie for that kind introduction. Listen, we've been out there building a grassroots campaign for over 16 months now. And the catalyst for us getting in this race was when our incumbent council member voted against the strong $15 minimum wage, because we believe that the working people of Gaithersburg, the working people of Rockville, Washington Grove, Aspenville, Durwood deserve a council member who will be on their side, not just in an election year, but when it matters most. And that understands that it's getting, that understands that it's getting tougher and tougher to get by here, that the top 1% are taking home more and more and more and more while we don't worry about the other 99%. And so we're going to be a voice for the working people of Montgomery County. We've knocked over 40,000 doors as a campaign as of today. And we've been out there listening to our neighbors because we believe that making Montgomery County a better, more equitable, more just, more sustainable place starts with listening to the people that make Montgomery County great. Just very quickly, I've been a community organizer for my whole career. I serve on Rockville's Human Rights Commission, was proud to work with Julie to get that trust ordinance passed. That ensures our city police don't enforce federal immigration law. I'm proud to be endorsed by over 20 progressive groups, including our county's teachers, Our Revolution, Progressive Maryland, Sierra Club. I hope, if you live in Gaithersburg, if you live in Rockville, if you live in Durwood, Aspen Hill, Leisure World, Washington Grove, that you'll vote Schneider June 26th. And I hope that you'll come find me and maybe help us knock some more doors. So thank you for doing this, and thanks everybody for being here.
Bobby Bartlett is here now.
Hey.
Bobby Bartlett is running in District 39 for a state delegate. So I'm just going to quickly turn this over to him. There you go. You got about 8 minutes.
Wow, that's good. Okay. So yeah, my name is Bobby Bartlett. Like she said, I'm running to represent District 39 in the Maryland House of Delegates. Montgomery Village, Germantown, Washington Grove, just came back from knocking doors in Washington Grove. That's an unbelievable community. And so, I'm running because government doesn't serve the people the way that it's supposed to do. And a lot of us think that because there's been some good stuff that's been coming out of Annapolis in the last few years that we live in a very progressive state. But what I have found is a lot of stuff that suggests that's not the case. You know, we've got a lot of machine politics here in Maryland, and frankly, a lot of corruption. And really, the example that comes to mind was about a week and a half ago. I was out knocking doors in Montgomery Village, and I got to talking to a lady about gerrymandering here in our state. And she said that while she knew that what the Annapolis machine had done with the redistricting in 2012 was wrong, it benefited the Democratic Party. And what are you supposed to do when the wrong thing benefits you? I said to her, I'll tell you what you do. You stand up for what's right. You speak truth to power. You don't ever stop. And that to me, our elected officials, when they fail that test, when they fail to do that, they fail a basic test of character every single day. Whether it's enabling machine politics, tolerating gerrymandering, or taking tens of thousands of dollars from the very industries that they're responsible for overseeing in our legislature. So that's why I'm running. Look forward to talking with you all very soon. So thank you all so much.
So back to the county council. is running for county council at large. That means it doesn't matter where you live in the county, you get to vote for Danielle. And that's where that list of like 33 people. So please get to know Danielle because she's worth it.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. As Melanie said, and you heard from other folks, there are 33 names in the at-large race. But there actually aren't 33 choices if you care about progressive values. That's right. Everybody will use that word, and everybody will say they're going to fight for the people. But first you need to look where their money's coming from, and you need to look what they've done in the past. You know, everybody's, one said they say they're going to fight, but then they're closing out some folks who are in government right now. If you're not happy with what's happening in government, we only have a few choices on our council. You can vote for 4 people at large, and I'll do one of your votes. And here's why. I'm the only scientist running for office in the council, although Julie is also a scientist. The only person running for the council. And so I'm bringing that, not only my expertise as a climate scientist in a time of climate crisis, but also a different way of thinking, a way of being open and collaborative and transparent, and relying on facts and not politics to make decisions. I'm also a working mom, which means I understand the challenges that working families deal with every day, worrying about child care, everything from how you're going to take care of your preschoolers to how you're going to pay for college, or wondering whether or not you're going to have a roof over your head. How to take care of your seniors, because my dad lives with me and we worry about his health and his future every day. How are we going to afford housing? And you can get from one place to the other without being stuck in traffic for hours, both because it's terrible for our health, it's terrible for our economy, and it's terrible for our environment. So I'm going to really fight for working families.